Welcome back to the Yours and Old FoMoCo Iron YouTube channel. My name is Adrian Clements, and today in video number 29 we're going to learn about the initial and mid-year introduction dates for the 1962 Ford cars. Let's go! To begin, let's have a look at the layout of a typical automotive model year using these 1961 and 1962 full-year calendars as examples. Actual vehicle production for the new model year typically began in mid to late August of the preceding calendar year. So, for the 1962 model year, production of the new 1962 cars would have begun sometime in August 1961, shaded here in green. Public introduction of the new model year cars normally took place during late September or early October of the preceding calendar year. So, for the 1962 model year, the introduction of the new 1962 cars would have occurred in September or October 1961, shaded here in pink. Production of the new models continued during these pink shaded months, obviously. Once the public introduction of the new model year cars had taken place, production of the new models continued during November and December of the preceding calendar year and January through June of the model year itself. So, for the 1962 model year, production would have continued in November and December 1961, and in January through June 1962, shaded here in yellow. Production for the model year typically concluded in late July or early August of the model year. So, for the 1962 model year, production would have wrapped up in July or August 1962, shaded here in red. At that point, the cycle repeated itself for the next model year. Please note that any new vehicle line, new series, new body style, new engine, new option, etc. introduced during the yellow shaded and red shaded months was considered to be a mid-year introduction. As with the 1961 model year introductions covered in video number 28, the 1962 Ford car lineups were launched on different dates. We'll see 3 introductions at the beginning of the model year, plus a large mid-year introduction. Leading the charge was the introduction of the newly designed Ford full-size and warmed-over Falcon vehicle lines on Friday, September 29, 1961, as shown in this advertisement entitled "The Ford in Your Future is Here Today" from the Sacramento Bee newspaper in Sacramento, California, that appeared that same day. The ad shows a small Galaxy Town sedan, period Ford speak for a four-door sedan in the Ford full-size lineup, at upper right, with a large Galaxy 500 Club Victoria, period Ford speak for a two-door hardtop in the Ford full-size lineup, below that. Toward the bottom of the ad is a Falcon Squire station wagon on the left and a Falcon four-door sedan, period Ford speak for a four-door sedan in the Falcon lineup. The ad was sponsored by 4 Ford dealerships in the greater Sacramento area. A new series for the 1962 model year and optionally available with Futura-type front bucket seats and console, the Falcon Squire wagon had faux wood grain and surrounds on the body sides and tailgate to emulate the sophisticated look of the larger Country Squire four-door station wagon in the Ford full-size lineup. This photo shows a 1962 Falcon two-door sedan at night parked on the lawn in front of Ford World Headquarters, located at the northeast corner of Michigan Avenue and the M39 Southfield Freeway in Dearborn, Michigan, with 1 million Falcons spelled out in celebration on the building using the office lights. With 435,676 Falcons produced for the 1960 model year and 474,241 more produced for the 1961 model year, the remaining 90,083 Falcons required to reach the 1 million unit production mark would have occurred about 2.5 months into production of the 396,129 Falcons built during the 1962 model year, so approximately at the end of October 1961. The next introduction for the 1962 model year was the Thunderbird on Thursday, October 12, 1961. While the styling of the second year of the third generation T-Bird didn't differ much from the 1961 models, the Thunderbird Landau and Sports Roadster were new models added to the Thunderbird hardtop and convertible from previous years. The new Thunderbird Sports Roadster featured a removable tonneau cover with built-in headrests that completely covered the rear seat, turning the T-Bird into a two-passenger vehicle like the original 1955-57 first-generation version. It also featured as standard equipment real wire wheels and no rear fender shields, the latter perhaps because of interference with the tall spinner centers on the former. We now come to our first new vehicle line launch and first mid-year introduction, when the brand new Fairlane was introduced early in the 1962 model year on Thursday, November 16, 1961. Available in the same Fairlane and Fairlane 500 series, and in the same two-door sedan and four-door sedan, the new intermediate-sized unibody Fairlane vehicle line replaced the full-size body-on-frame series that had formerly been at the bottom of the Ford full-size car lineup in previous model years. This ad, entitled "For 1962, an all-new kind of Ford," touted the Fairlane's right size and right price, and noted that the Fairlane was slotted size-wise squarely in between the small Falcon and the large Ford. This ad appeared in the San Francisco Examiner newspaper from San Francisco, California, on Introduction Day, Thursday, November 16, 1961. This is a 1962 Fairlane two-door sedan photographed at FoMoCo's Dearborn Proving Ground, or DPG, at the northwest corner of the M39 Southfield Freeway and Rotunda Drive in Dearborn, Michigan. This Fairlane has optional narrowband white sidewall tires and standard hubcaps. This studio shot features a 1962 Fairlane 500 four-door sedan wearing optional narrowband white sidewall tires and full wheel covers. However, the really big news for the 1962 model year took place with a mid-year introduction, this one on Thursday, April 5th, 1962. This one encompassed a new series, two new high-performance engines, and a four-speed manual transmission for the Ford full-size cars, a new model and a four-speed manual transmission in the Falcon lineup, and a new model and new V8 engine availability in the Fairlane lineup. This ad, entitled "Live It Up, Presenting the Cars for the Lively Life, 3 New Lively Ones from Ford," and sponsored by John H. Eagle Ford in Stockton, California, appeared in the Stockton Evening and Sunday Record newspaper on Thursday, April 5, 1962. The top two images show the new Galaxy 500 XL series, which came standard with all vinyl front bucket seats and a full-length front console. There has been much speculation in the old Ford car hobby about the meaning of XL in the Galaxy 500 XL series names, and while Ford did advertise it on at least one occasion as standing for Extra Lively, where extra was misspelled XTRA on purpose, I believe that the XL was used in the Galaxy 500 XL name because it simply sounds good together. From the side, the easiest way to distinguish a Galaxy 500 XL two-door hardtop or convertible from a Galaxy 500 Club, Victoria, or Sunliner was the Galaxy 500 XL script and ornament on the lower rear quarter panel, as seen in this press photo. Issued on Thursday, March 15, 1962, exactly 3 weeks before being introduced on Thursday, April 5th, Section E, page 5 of the Galaxy portion of the 1962 Ford Carfax book provides more details on the new Galaxy 500 XL series, which consisted of a two-door hardtop and convertible body styles. Notice that at this point, some 7 months into production of the 1962 models, Ford had done away with the Club Victoria and Sunliner body style marketing names in favor of the simpler terms two-door hardtop and convertible, respectively. In addition to the standard bucket seats and console, the standard engine in the Galaxy 500 XL series was the W code 292 two-barrel, 170 horsepower V8 engine, a Y-block unit left over from the 50s. Section L, page 4 of the engines portion of the 1962 Ford Carfax book provides information about the first of the two new engines that became available at the same time as the Galaxie 500 XL series. The B code Thunderbird 406 High Performance V8, a 406 cubic inch unit with a 4-barrel carburetor that developed 385 horsepower at 5,800 RPM and 444 pound-feet of torque at 3,400 RPM with an 11.4 to 1 compression ratio. The next page, section L, page 5 of the engines portion of the 1962 Ford Carfax book, has details about the second of the two new engines, the G code Thunderbird 406 Super High Performance V8, a 406 cubic inch mill topped with 3 two-barrel carburetors with a progressive linkage that developed 405 horsepower at 5,800 RPM and 448 pound-feet of torque at 3,500 RPM with an 11.4 to 1 compression ratio. Section M, page 2 of the Clutches and Transmissions part of the 1962 Ford Carfax book has information at the bottom of the page about the final mid-year introduction item for the 1962 Ford full-size cars, the new Borg-Warner T10 4-speed manual transmission that became available on Thursday, April 5th, 1962. Engineered principally for sports car enthusiasts, the transmission had 4 synchronized forward gears and a reverse gear lockout handle to prevent inadvertently dumping the transmission into reverse during spirited upshifts and downshifts. The gear ratios with this transmission were 2.36 to 1 in first gear, 1.78 to 1 in second gear, 1.41 to 1 in third gear, and 1.00 to 1, or direct drive, in fourth gear, while reverse came in at 2.42 to 1. The middle two ad images show the new model in the Falcon lineup, the Falcon Sports Futura. Based on the Falcon Futura model, a two-door sedan with front bucket seats and center console, the Falcon Sports Futura differed in that it had a roof with a wider C-pillar than all other Falcons. While it isn't mentioned in this ad, Section A, page 11 of the Falcon part of the 1962 Ford Carfax book specifically mentions the new manual 4-speed floor-shift synchromesh transmission. It further states that with the 4-speed transmission, the shift lever is located in the center of the floor, just ahead of the console, as shown in the image at upper right. As for the unique Falcon Sports Futura roof, this page states that the 1962.5 Falcon Sports Futura has a new Thunderbird-type roofline with a wide roof pillar which mounts a special Sports Futura emblem. This press photo shows a 1962 Falcon Sports Futura with an optional vinyl roof. See how much wider the base of the roof C-pillar is where it connects to the quarter panel? That's what makes this a Falcon Sports Futura. The bottom two images in the ad show the Fairlane 500 Sports Coupe, a new model in the 1962 Fairlane lineup based on the Fairlane 500 two-door sedan. The Sports Coupe included front bucket seats and a Falcon-like short center console. Also mentioned in the ad is the newly optional F-code Challenger 260 V8 164 horsepower engine that also became available on Thursday, April 5th, 1962. Issued on Thursday, March 15th, 1962, exactly 3 weeks before being introduced on Thursday, April 5th, Section C, page 3 of the Fairlane portion of the 1962 Ford Carfax book provides details about the new Fairlane 500 Sports Coupe model. Included are the specifications for the new F-code 260 V8, a 260 cubic inch displacement engine with a 2-barrel carburetor that produced 164 horsepower at 4,400 RPM and 258 pound-feet of torque at 2,200 RPM, with an 8.7-to-1 compression ratio. Parked in front of the world-famous space-age theme building at the Los Angeles International Airport, or LAX, which opened in 1961, this press photo 1962 Fairlane 500 Sports Coupe is dazzling in its newness. Barely discernible on the right-hand rear edge of the deck lid is the Sports Coupe script unique to this model. It's interesting that the Borg-Warner T10 4-speed manual transmission was made available in both the Ford full-size and Falcon lineups on Thursday, April 5th, 1962, but not on the Fairlane lineup. As a matter of fact, a 4-speed manual transmission wasn't made available on the Fairlane until 6 months into the 1963 model year. 5 days post-launch, on Tuesday, April 10th, 1962, this ad entitled, "Only the liveliest dealer in town has 'em, your Ford dealer, Natch," appeared in the Holland Evening Sentinel newspaper in Holland, Michigan, sponsored by local Ford dealer R.E. Barber. The ad showcased the new Falcon Sports Futura, Fairlane 500 Sports Coupe, and Galaxy 500 XL models, and mentions all of the new engines and 4-speed manual transmission availabilities, except for the Falcon 4-speed. Summarizing the introduction dates covered, the 1962 Falcon and Ford were introduced on Friday, September 29, 1961, and the Thunderbird was introduced just under 2 weeks later on Thursday, October 12, 1961. The brand new vehicle line 1962 Fairlane was launched just over a month later on Thursday, November 16, 1961. The Galaxy 500 XL, a new series, the B-Code 406 4-barrel 385 horsepower V8 engine, the G-Code 406 6-barrel 405 horsepower V8 engine, and a 4-speed manual transmission, all new options, were introduced as mid-year introductions on Thursday, April 5, 1962. The Falcon Sports Futura, a new model, and a 4-speed manual transmission, a new option, were also introduced as mid-year introductions on that same date, Thursday, April 5, 1962. Finally, the Fairlane 500 Sports Coupe, a new model, and the F-Code 262-barrel 164 horsepower V8 engine, a new option, were also introduced as mid-year introductions on Thursday, April 5, 1962. Thank you very much for watching video number 29. I hope you enjoyed learning about the initial and mid-year introduction dates for the 1962 model year Ford cars. Please be sure to check out videos number 1 through 28 on my channel for more interesting FoMoCo related content. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoy my videos and want to support my efforts, please share the Yours and Old FoMoCo Iron YouTube channel with your old car friends. Thank you. If you have any questions or if you have a suggestion for a future video topic, please feel free to email me at adrian.clements@me.com. Yours in Old FoMoCo Iron, Adrian.